Brain is the controller of the entire body. It is like the boss sitting in our head. Now, informations are carried to the brain via the neurons. Then the brain takes decision, and then this decision is carried to the different parts of the body via neurons. So information is taken to the brain, it takes a decision, and the responses are carried to the different parts of the body via the neurons. Now this is what a human brain looks like. Is it a single unit? No. If you cut a brain longitudinally, you will see it has a lot of different units. And different parts of the brain have different functions. The outermost part of the brain, where there are a lot of convolutions or foldings, is known as the cerebrum. So cerebrum forms the outermost portion of the brain. Now, when you cross a road, you hear a car's horn from behind. What will you do? You first turn around, see if the car is very close or very far. If the car is very close, you stop and you don't cross the road. But if the car is pretty far, you cross the road. So, you are moving, thinking, observing, hearing, all at the same time. So how is everything getting coordinated simultaneously? Well, movement is associated by this lobe of the cerebrum, and it is known as the parietal lobe. Vision or visual impulses are processed in this hind part of the cerebrum, which is known as the occipital lobe. Hearing impulses are processed by this lobe of the cerebrum, known as the temporal lobe. And when you reason and you plan whether to cross the road, this part of the cerebrum, the front part of the cerebrum, which is known as the frontal lobe, processes the information. So these are the 4 lobes of the cerebrum. This is the frontal lobe. It is associated with all the thinking and the reasoning. This is the parietal lobe. It is associated with movement. This is the temporal lobe, which is associated with hearing. And this, the hind part of the cerebrum, is known as the occipital lobe, which helps us in our vision. Now, different neurons from different parts of the body moves towards the cerebrum. Now, these neurons move towards specific parts in the cerebrum. Like the neurons that are responsible for vision moves towards the occipital lobe, and the neurons that are responsible for hearing moves towards the temporal lobe. Now, how do these neurons know where they have to go to in the cerebrum? Let us see. All destinations are set in this portion of the brain, which is known as the thalamus. It is here that the directions of the neurons are set. So brain controls the whole body. This portion of the brain that you can see and has convolutions is known as the cerebrum, and it has 4 lobes which performs different functions in our body.